Meanwhile, back in the hustler's office, the Anywhere office. It started out as a side hustle, and now you want to make the dream come true. You want to run your business from your laptop while you wander around the world, seeing the sights, lazing by the beach, shoosing in the mountains, or just having coffee in a bistro over there to start your day. Good luck with that. The truth. You can't do that unless you've really got your act together. I know, I've had a couple of clients do it. Based on their experiences, you need to watch out for these things. Number one, your technology needs. Number two, living conditions. And number three, cash flow. Any one of those can do you in. A combination is reason to run for home, if you still have one. Let's talk about those concerns. First, technology. You need an internet connection. Sometimes just finding a reliable Wi Fi connection will seem impossible. Jeremy, a client and an engineering entrepreneur, decided to go on the road across the USA in a bus sized camper. He wound up getting a satellite link just to stay connected. Power. I have a kit which travels with me wherever I go, especially to speak outside the USA. I bought it in Paris. It makes it possible for me to plug in my laptop. I've used it in Central and South America and Europe so far. I don't leave home without it. Equipment needs. If you've traveled on business, you may have found that the better motels and hotels have business centers with printers and scanners. That's nice. But Tina, a client of mine who stole away to a Caribbean beach, found out 2 days in that the closest computer printer was 6 miles away. Now, fortunately, she had rented a scooter and turned the trip into a coffee and sightseeing run as well. Living conditions. Clothing. Do you have a lot of clothes? If you're on the road all the time, there are no closets. Jeremy had 2 closets on his camper, but until Gabriel joined him. Now he puts a footlocker in the lower hold for most of his garments. And remember, once a week, you're going to have to want to do laundry. Length of stay. Hotels and motels can get very expensive very quickly. I've found that if you're going to stay anywhere for a week up to a month, you're better off renting an apartment. That has worked for me in Paris, Madrid, and Venice. I was younger then and didn't mind the stairs. There were 5 flights in Paris, 3 in Madrid, and just 1 in Venice. The nice thing about an apartment is that it's part of a neighborhood. That little bistro that you want to be in is part of it. Accommodations. Culture shock is a real thing. I mean, before you go kiting off anywhere, make sure you understand just what you're making arrangements for. My daughter, now a seasoned traveler, once booked a camping trip in Germany for herself and a girlfriend, assuming that tent, cots, and sleeping bags would be provided. They weren't. But they arrived to find a group that had come to camp and do American line dancing. Kelly and Dana were welcomed with open arms and provided with all the gear they didn't bring along, including cowboy hats. Cash flow. Online banking. Now, this is essential to ensure that you can get paid by clients, manage your business accounts, and have credit, debit, and ATM cards. In order to stay on the right side of the IRS, it's a good idea to have separate business and personal accounts. They do frown on commingling funds. Bill paying. You gotta pay your bills. The question is how. Transfers are the best answer according to every client I've ever worked with. Another client suggested having someone you trust handle this on an ongoing basis. Personally, I prefer doing this myself and making sure I have an ATM card to get walking around money. Invoicing and payment. The best solution for getting paid is to use a service that accepts online payments and deposits the funds directly into your checking account. If you need to pay a virtual assistant, I recommend Remitly. The takeaways. Number 1, look before you leap. Number 2, consult with others that have done it. Number 3, pass on what you've learned to others. Be heard, be seen, be chosen. I'm Jerry Fletcher, strategic messaging consultant and international keynote speaker. I find the words and the graphics to get you heard, seen, and chosen, making you even more memorable and more profitable. Together, we craft trust-based strategies that build businesses, brands, and lives of joy.